Hey Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to today's readings. You don't normally see me at the beginning of a set of readings, but I wanted to actually take a bit of time to talk to you about the Mercury retrograde that these readings are about. So these readings are about Mercury in retrograde and how the energy is going to be affecting you. We're looking for guidance and indications of how this will be for you. If you don't want to listen to me telling you all about the actual specifics of this Mercury retrograde period, you can skip straight through to the readings. What I've done is I've put in the timestamps below, the timestamp for drawing the cards and obviously all the readings as well. And if you already know which reading just from the thumbnail, just go for it if that's what's feeling right for you. But any of you that caught that conversation that I did here, I did it for Patreon, for my Patreon tribe, but also posted it here on YouTube for 48 hours. It's now in the YouTube membership area, actually. I had a conversation with my younger sister, Jocelyn, who's an amazing astrologer. And I think the idea of the conversation was to really highlight the enormity of the potential. In the next couple of months, this is a time frame, a window of opportunity where so much can transform. We're moving into a quantum field. We can change our mindset. We can energetically shift. We can heal. And the Mercury retrograde is a part of this. So let me tell you a little bit about the energy, because I just feel it's really valuable to be conscious of this as we enter this Mercury retrograde period. Now, we often think of Mercury in retrograde kind of a bit of a pain in the arse, actually, because often things go wrong. We always say back up everything on your computer, make sure you've saved everything, take extra time for every journey that you do because it's going to take longer. There could be hiccups, roadworks, delays. The purpose anyway of a Mercury in retrograde energy, it's not here to piss us off and to make us feel really frustrated, though it can. The purpose, the higher energetic of it, is actually to remind us to slow down, to review, to reflect, to consider, to look at where we've come from, to take a windy road rather than a straight one, to evaluate, to see things that we might normally miss because we can be so goal-driven in our human-centric world. And the way that, certainly in Western culture, we have often been brought up to live is not orientated to living through a quantum lens where we see the connectedness with all of life, where we recognize that we are an integral part of a whole and we all have a part to play. When we slow down and we get really present, we become much more aware of everything that is really happening around us, and we can align with that, and life actually runs more smoothly. So Mercury in retrograde is always almost like the energy of it is an invitation to slow down, get very present, be very responsive in an immediate way, and recognize that anything that happens that isn't running well for us is showing us something. It's like a sign, an indication, a communication from the universe, from source, from spirit. And it's an invitation for us to be more aligned and in tune with our own unique spiritual pathways. Now that's a given. Okay, that's the nature of Mercury in retrograde. If we look at the retrograde energy from its highest vibrational perspective, rather than the lower vibrational perspective where we feel like things aren't going our way and therefore we kind of get cross about it and fed up. So always there's learning, and a lot of learning, and we get to review. Things sometimes come back up from the past. But this Mercury retrograde period happens to align or fall into eclipse season. We've already got a portal of energy that is open, wide open for us to understand how the past has affected us in the present and to empower us to make conscious changes so we change the shape and the trajectory of our own future pathways. So we're in this massive space of opportunity, and I wanted to speak about it because I think this is going to come through in the flavour probably of the readings. I think the key to this Mercury retrograde period is to be very, very present and looking at life through the lens of possibility, the lens of learning. Everything that is showing itself to you is aiding you in moving forwards, in becoming more enlightened, raising your consciousness. So this is a very, very profound time. Now add to this the fact that Mercury is in retrograde in Aries. And Aries is the sign of I am. It's very singular. It's a space, an energy. It's often very direct and very straightforward. The Aries energy, you know, we can actually go for things. So, you know, Mercury in retrograde may slow us down. There may be hiccups, but there's almost certainly going to be opportunity for openings where you can take actual actions of transformation. Mercury's also going to be passing Chiron, who is in Aries. Chiron is a comet. Chiron is known as the rainbow bridge of healing. Chiron is the wounded healer. So wounds might show up for us, things that feel a little bit tricky. You know, your buttons might get pressed, but you can do something about it. The energy is primed for transformation, for healing, for processing stuff in a way that means you can sort of lay it to rest forever, rather than yet another layer. Here I am again. I'm revisiting this again. You know, why is this showing up in my life again? This is like an opportunity to really, really see something and do something with it with a greater sort of finality, putting it down, moving beyond it, never having to deal with that again. So it's epic, you know, as a Mercury in retrograde period in terms of its incredible potential for personal empowerment. We have to be present enough and hold that lens of positivity, reflection, awareness, understanding to really seize the moment and get the best of the energy. So passing, you know, as I said, Mercury in retrograde, passing Chiron, the wounded healer. Now Aries, there are loads of planets in Aries. It's a very karmic space of possibility at the moment. Add to this, during this period of Mercury in retrograde, we get this other major conjunction happening. It's actually happening in Taurus, but Jupiter and Uranus are conjunct. I mean, this is enormous. This is just mind-blowingly huge. It's a very fortuitous. It's considered to be a really beneficial connection. Jupiter wants to expand everything. Uranus wants to shake us up and wake us up, to take us to higher levels of consciousness. This happens on the 20th of April as we're coming towards the end of the retrograde period. But just think about all that reflective energy, all these opportunities that the Mercury in retrograde energy can show you. Your communications with yourself, with others. All of this can be happening and then expanded. Let's just stay with Jupiter and Uranus for one moment before I dive into something else. But Jupiter and Uranus, this is a really, really major period. And it's not sort of just on the day of the 20th. These astrological happenings, we're already beginning to feel the energy of them because we're moving towards them. And at the time of my recording this, of course, depends when you pick it up. But we are also, of course, then going to sort of see the effect of this for months afterwards. It's the same with the eclipse energy, the portal of the eclipse. We start to feel that activation of eclipse energy about a month before it happens, and it lasts for a good 6 months afterwards. So we've got this huge space of potential to see things, to heal, to create changes, to rise to higher levels of consciousness, and then proceed to actually take action, that Aries straightforward action. Put things into place that lay a foundation for months to come for us in the most powerful and positive way. It's like the universe has your back on this specific period of transformation. So this is mega. Then add to this, we have Eris, one of the outer asteroids. Eris is the feminine warrior energy. She doesn't put up with any crap. She won't stand for things that aren't about truth, honesty, justice, equality. She stands her ground. It's that feminine energy. I remember listening to a very good astrologer whose name I can't remember. We mentioned it in the conversation that I had with Jocelyn. And he said, you know, the male masculine sort of warrior energy, sometimes, you know, men will fight for honor and decency, but sometimes they'll just fight for, like, you know, the competitive element sort of comes through. And this is the masculine and the feminine that we each have within us. But the feminine warrior energy will fight because she has to. So if your buttons are pressed, you might feel a little bit tetchy, defensive, like you need to, oh, I'm not putting up with that. Get present, get still, and think about that lovely healing energy, or engage with that lovely healing energy of Chiron, because Chiron will help you to find, and Mercury is all about communication, remember, in retrograde. So an opportunity to reflect on what you want to say, how you want to say it, to find healing conversations, both within yourself and with others, and with the world at large. Opportunity to do it differently, to see it differently, to say it differently. You might choose your battles. The warrior energy of Aries might be saying, I'm not putting up with this. The Mercury in retrograde sitting with Chiron might also be saying, well, yeah, I'm not putting up with this. So I'm just going to walk away. I'm not going to engage with this because I'm not prepared to invest in an energetic that doesn't resonate with me. It doesn't sit with me. It doesn't serve a purpose because I don't want to put a low vibrational energy into the world or into my own field of energy. I choose to walk away. You know, you can do what you want to do, but I'm going to walk my pathway. But the Aries energy keeps you on track. It keeps you to account, to step up and stand up and walk your talk, but not to engage in a way that is adding anything unnecessarily that could be antagonistic or sort of, you know, let's say light the fire, really, cause escalation of anything, really. Now, that is interesting again, just want to touch base on that sort of lighting the fire element, because on the 20th, when Jupiter and Uranus come together, it is very electric. The energy is very electric. That could be like a flame to a fire, you know, that sort of touch paper on a stick of dynamite. So just be conscious of that time. Beautiful souls, I think I've probably said as much as I want to say, but I hope this has given you a flavour of the potential of the Mercury in retrograde energy from that higher vibrational perspective, that lens of potential and possibility. Beautiful souls, aside from these readings that I'm doing today, the Mercury in retrograde readings, I'm going to do some extended readings as well, connecting to past lives. So we'll do the initial readings here on YouTube. The extended readings, as always, my extended readings, along with my monthly zodiac readings, are on Patreon. And I've also now set up a YouTube membership area. So some people were saying to me they were having real trouble navigating Patreon, and some people have no problem at all. I actually get it, because I'm a complete dinosaur when it comes to any kind of new things, new sites, new platforms. My children all laugh at me a lot, and they absolutely uphold that I'm a complete dinosaur when it comes to any form of IT. I learn what I have to do, and I have backed everything up, I can assure you. But I've set up a membership area, and it means that there are two different ways that you can access my extended readings and my all zodiac sign monthly. I do them to the moon monthly readings as well, and they will all be in the membership area. So extended readings where we're looking at past lives. So if stuff is showing up during the Mercury in retrograde period, because we are also in this eclipse portal, it's not rocket science to recognize, if you're walking that spiritual pathway, that past life issues could also be showing up for you. So there's a second set of readings if you want to tune into them. So beautiful souls, I'll put all the relevant links and details in the description below. As far as the membership area goes, as far as I know, and again, I am a dinosaur at this, so I'm just learning, I'm pretty certain everything shows up on the channel homepage, but because it's in the membership area, members can therefore access it. But I think it's pretty straightforward. Do let me know, give me feedback in the comments, as always. It's an absolute privilege and a joy to be connected with all of you. Thank you for being here. And let's move on and do these readings. I should also just add, during this, if you're watching this as I've uploaded it, I am working this week on my all zodiac sign readings for the month of April and a little bit of May. My readings start from new moon to new moon. I always work with the moon cycles. I just think it's again, I'm wanting to operate in a way that is in alignment with the new sort of quantum era that we're moving into, where we are aligned with all of life rather than sticking to our human-centric sort of perspectives. Okay, beautiful souls, enough said. Let's move into these readings. Okay, Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to the drawing of the cards. I'm seeing pile 1 and pile 2 here already, and I'm actually feeling the one on the base for pile 3. So we will turn over these cards. I have 3 little sets of objects as well to help to guide you in, and one of the first things we're going to do when we go straight into the readings is actually draw runes for every reading. I'm not going to draw them now as part of the guidance, but once we're in the reading. So we are asking how the Mercury retrograde energy during this incredible time of transformation is going to be affecting you personally, and we're going to be asking for guidance and advice around this period for you. So pile 1, we have the card number 33, Soul Fragments. So this is pile 1. We have pile 2, Spiritual Evolution. This is card number 35. And for pile 3, we have card number 1, Align Your Universe. Okay, powerful cards. Beautiful souls. And for those of you who didn't listen to me waffling away at the beginning, or to that part, and you've dived straight into the cards, I will be doing some extended readings that'll be in the membership area here on YouTube or on Patreon. They'll be available on in both areas. But the extended readings are very specifically to do with past life influences during this Mercury retrograde period. So pile 1, Soul Fragments. What you also have here, your little object here, is a dream catcher. You see, beautiful little dream catcher bracelet. Okay, so that is pile 1. Pile 2, you have a black obsidian pendulum. Okay, and pile 3, you have these coins. Okay, they're actually chocolate coins, but nevertheless, 1 silver, 1 gold. I was really drawn to these as the to use to guide you in. So 2 beautiful coins, 1 silver, 1 gold, and these are with pile 3, Align Your Universe. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video running just for a few moments longer, because I know sometimes, some of you guys like a little bit more time, which I completely understand. I often find that myself when I'm looking at pick a card readings. So I'll leave the video running. The timestamps are in the description box below, and I will make sure that the links to the other videos and the extended reading videos are in there for you as well. Beautiful souls, I will see you in just a moment for these what I think are going to be very powerful readings at a very powerful time. Hello, my wonderful pile 1. You have the Dream Catcher and Soul Fragments. Card number 33. This card also says balance will be restored. Okay. Soul Fragments. I feel like there's an energy coming in that is going to help you to kind of, I want to say, find completeness. If you're not feeling, I want to say whole. I'll say a little bit more about it in a moment, but the dream catcher is really, really interesting. It's almost as though nightmares of the past, I think, nightmares of the past, things that have held you back, caused you to perhaps really, really go through some significant kind of heartache. I feel that those nightmares of the past can somehow be literally healed, really. Balance will be restored. Let's draw runes for you. Straight off the bat, let's draw the runes. So you have you have the rune of flow, and you have, so we have Lagos and also Manas, the rune of the self. Right, this is really interesting, because the rune of the self is actually the rune of joy. The rune of joy looks like a P, it's Wunjo. And if you sliced it down the middle and opened it up, you get the rune of the self. I feel like you come home to yourself. In a way, the soul fragments. This is a card about that I connect with soul retrieval. You know, in psychotherapy, for those of you that are new to my channel, that was my mainstream career. I was a counsellor and psychotherapist. You know, we talk about people fragmenting when they have a breakdown or a crisis. When people experience a trauma, you know, they can have a breakdown. In shamanic ways, we talk about soul loss. When somebody is traumatized, it's as though a part of the soul kind of leaves the body, evacuates the building. And it's not an unhealthy part of the soul, it's a healthy part. It's like a part of us, a part of the soul leaves the building for preservation. And then that part of the soul needs to come back when the trauma is over. And that's what soul retrieval work is about. I feel like you come home to yourself. Something is going to flow back into your world. Balance is going to flow. Now we have Fehu as well. This is the rune of possessions, of nourishment. This also speaks of ambitions satisfied, okay? Unexpected rewards and surprises. We have Othilla as well. Othilla is also a rune of gain. It's a rune of inheritance. So something you are entitled to that maybe was taken away from you. It could have been, so I almost feel like birthright is coming through here. Something that should have been your birthright. Now this could even be something like if you weren't treated well, if you grew up in a family where you weren't treated well. It should be your birthright to arrive in this world as a beautiful new soul and actually be nurtured and cared for. If you weren't nurtured and cared for, something of that is coming back to you. We then have the blank rune, and this is a space of infinite possibility. So we're really honing in on this Mercury retrograde energy. I think we better draw some tarot cards and see what we are shown. In fact, before we do, I'm just going to draw a couple of oracle cards for you first. Really hearing that. This is the alchemy pack, and look, 2 coming up for you straight away. We have Argentum, which is the card of silver. And then we have, I think it's pronounced Sinis, ash. Look, I'm hearing ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Something's come to its natural completion. Separation. Othilla, this is sometimes called the rune of inheritance. It's like you let go of something and therefore you gain something. Gosh, there's a major turnaround here for you. The Mercury in retrograde is bringing something in here that enables you to literally transform, to lay something to rest, to become whole again. Something that was damaged can be repaired. And it puts you in this space of infinite, profound possibility. It's like you can look yourself in the mirror and feel good. You've let go. If any of you have had any experience, I will voice it actually because it's very much coming through here. If any of you have experienced any form of abuse at the hands of anyone else, whether it was in your childhood, your adulthood, it is actually coming through really strongly in the reading. That, you know, sometimes we are left with a feeling of shame, even though you didn't actually do anything wrong. Shame is a very interesting emotion, actually. Now, I am slightly digressing into my sort of previous work, but I'm going to because it's relevant. I wrote a book called Mindfulness Meets Emotional Awareness. In that book, there's a chapter about shame. Shame is a really interesting emotion because actually people who abuse others don't have a conscience. So they don't feel shame or guilt. But curiously enough, the people they target are often left feeling ashamed or feeling guilty, like it must have been my fault. I must have done something wrong to deserve that. Emotions are actually transferable commodities. When people behave in a particular way, they can give an emotion to the other person. They can leave them with their package of emotions. And people who hurt others do so and do so without conscience, without regard, something within them is obviously extremely broken. I think we just have to acknowledge that, you know, because people don't behave like that unless they are very broken. But nevertheless, it doesn't mean that what they do is okay. But I think if you have experienced any form of abuse, you may have been left feeling as though it might have been your fault, even though you logically know it wasn't. You might have felt ashamed. Sometimes, literally, people just are left carrying those emotions that the perpetrator doesn't carry. I wrote a whole chapter about it. I will put the link to that book in the description for anyone interested, and you can also access all sorts of emotional resources in my free online library, the A to Z of emotional health. I'll put a link to that too. That was my parting gift to my mainstream profession. Get my words out. It's full of information because knowledge is power, and if you understand why you feel the way you feel, those feelings will not control you. So it's a massive resource. It's absolutely out there for anyone to use. Now let's get to your reading. This is just coming through. This please bear in mind as well, obviously this is a general reading, and so these messages will be, if they're not resonating with you, it may be that they are for someone else. But I am, for some of you, hearing that you have experienced some form of abuse. As such, there has been what I would call an element of soul loss, of fragmentation, and what this Mercury in retrograde period is bringing is a healing of that, a transformation of that. And fast, I'm hearing quicksilver, like quicksilver, something happening, unexpected events with Fehu, unexpected rewards, gains, something coming to you that I feel like something could come literally out of the blue, but it creates a healing, it creates a resolution. You can look yourself in the face and you know what, just know wholeheartedly. I mean, I think you know in your heart of hearts, if you've experienced any form of abuse, it wasn't your fault. But you know, it doesn't stop you going over those kind of inner workings. Ashes to ashes, it's time to put something to rest. And my goodness me, you emerge. Right, now I will draw your tarot cards. Okay, what is the Mercury in retrograde period bringing very specifically during this extraordinary time for pile one, please? I think it's a healing. I think it's a healing of an abuse that took place and caused you great harm, actually. Great harm. You may have locked it away inside of you. Okay, let's turn these cards over. I've particularly chosen the quirky tarot just because I think it kind of, I just feel the imagery is so absolutely delightful. It kind of helps, I just feel it lightens up the energy, because this is big stuff going on. So you've got Five of Wands, and look at the kind of I almost want to say joy of overcoming something. It's something that has been a major conflict for you, is to be overcome. Ten of Wands, something that you used to carry around like a ball and chain. We have the Four of Cups. Okay. We have the Star. Okay. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. Okay. Wow. Wow, 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 and more wow. Okay. So a kind of ton of messages are coming through here. So this is going to relate to you in different ways. If any of you are feeling like you're kind of stuck either in some form of either depression with the Four of Cups, like we're seeing emotional stuckness, dissatisfaction, stuff that you're not okay with. If any of you have kind of ended up with some form of an addiction or a habit that doesn't work for you, because you know, that's a coping strategy, I'm seeing a way out of this. We've got the Star card. Something you've struggled to let go of, you can let go of. The Star is so full of hope and optimism and opportunity. So what is it that actually causes this? I'm seeing you being able to finally get out of this zone of conflict around this. Something that it literally feels like you've carried a ball of chain around with you. You've been, you know, some of you struggled with anxiety, depression as a result of what's happened, emotional challenges internally, but we have the Star card. Let's draw more cards around the Star card. Let's grab another tarot pack and draw some more cards around this. Okay, may we have additional guidance around the Star card? What's coming in to bring this point of hope? So we have the Devil. Okay, there's an opportunity literally to cut some cords. Now that is really interesting with Othilla, the rune of separation. Yeah, Page of Swords as well. I'm seeing you, yeah, I am seeing you actually taking a stand about something. Page of Swords is an interesting energy, actually. Page of Swords can sometimes indicate some sort of almost like gossipy drama kind of people. I don't generally get it from this particular pack, but I feel like you can take a stand here. I mean, the Devil is a card ultimately of liberation from something. Who comes in? Who is this coming into your world? Page of Swords. Who is this coming in? We have the King of Wands as well. Who's coming in to cause you to cut cords? I feel someone is coming in to assist you in this. Yeah, with the King of Wands, I feel someone's coming in to help you take charge, or an event will come along that will cause you to be able to kind of cut those cords, to sever those cords, whether it's to see it differently. What else are we shown here? We have Three of Swords and Three of Cups. How interesting, 2 threes. And the Justice card. Okay, right. Let's lay these out for you. So we have them all here. Yeah, you are going to be able to cut the cords to someone or something. I mean, if there's still a connection to someone in your life who's treated you badly, there'll be an opportunity to sever all ties with them, I think, if you wish to. Or certainly at the very least to kind of to call the shots, really, with the King of Wands energy, to take charge of this, to call the shots, to say, you know, I'm prepared to do this, but I'm not prepared to do that. I'm really seeing you literally sever ties with someone or something of your past. Something that really caused you a lot of heartache. And I'm seeing you kind of celebrate. Could be that somebody with Othilla, inheritance, separation, literally does either they move away, or you get some news about them, or, you know, something shifts really in the external circumstances here that mean that it's almost like, you know, wholeheartedly you're on solid ground now. I love we've got this transformational energy from the Three of Swords to the Three of Cups. Such a fast shift with the card of Justice. Justice will be served, actually. Maybe something comes to light here in terms of this person, or someone, or a group of people, whatever it was, whatever the situation was that caused you immense heartache, immense damage. I think something comes to light that enables you literally to burn your bridges, to sort of feel vindicated with the Justice card. You know, it's literally transformational, like Quicksilver. You know, something that was a real heartache is suddenly a celebration, perhaps because something is seen or known about in a way that means, yeah, it's almost like you're vindicated. Like a dream come true. Let's draw some chakra cards as well. Ask what this is. Maybe have a little bit more information, please. Passion. How interesting. Now this is a beautiful card. The card of Passion speaks about someone who does what she believes in from a perspective of integrity. There's a story attached to this card. It's really beautiful. And the story attached to it is that this is actually a princess here. And her family wants her to behave in a more princessly-like manner, but she actually likes to go out into the community and read to like the elderly and people in need and just spend time with them and look after people. And they're sort of saying, look, you must dress in other clothes and wear a proper crown and come and do princely things or princessly things. And she's like, you know, no, I'm going to do my own thing. I think being a princess is about caring for people and looking after the people that should be looked after. She stands her ground. She follows what matters to her. So I'm seeing an event come through for you that means you follow what matters to you here. And it actually enables you to shift from this space of something feeling like a crisis to it feeling like a celebration. I just feel like justice will be served. I really, really do. I'm seeing you cut the cords of the past. Wow. Okay. Let's get some more information. So I think this is very interesting. You take a stand in some way. You follow your own pathway. You do what is right for you. But you get rewarded for it. Justice comes your way. You get to celebrate. Okay. So how does this emerge in the Mercury retrograde period? 11th house community. Ah, okay. Right. This is about community too. Okay. Oh, okay. We have the moon, perception. How interesting. So, 11th house community. I think something comes to light that means that you are, and I'm seeing two sides of the coin here, okay? So for some of you, and it could be one side of the coin for some of you, it could be the other side of the coin for some of you, it could be both sides of the coin for some of you. I think number one thing that I'm seeing, one side of the coin, is that within the community or the group of people around you, you are absolutely recognized for, a bit like this princess, for being basically amazing. And people's perceptions of you really enable you to just once and for all let go of anything within you that says I'm not worthy, or I got it wrong, or I'm not good enough, or any of the stuff, the residue, the emotional residue that was left with you because of the history, whatever that history is for you. Whatever caused that soul loss, whatever caused that trauma, whatever caused that emotional challenge, it's like you get recognized, validated, people's perceptions of you are so high, it's kind of like you suddenly feel impenetrable. It's like it doesn't matter what this princess's family say behind her back. Everybody knows she's amazing, and it's like, so therefore she's whole. She can be herself. So that's one thing I see, that you are recognized. The other element I think that can happen is that if there are people around you who are connected to people who treated you badly, who caused that trauma, that abuse or whatever, they are brought to light and people's perceptions of them change. So people see them for who they are, and in turn that means they see you in the pure light, as it is, really, as it absolutely is for you. Wow, this is so fascinating, your reading. Justice will be served. This feels like, because eclipse season is so karmic, and all of this energy that's around at the moment is very, very karmic. I think these karmic happenings, of course, are all supporting us in moving up into higher levels of consciousness and awareness. This is the time that we're in. This is pivotal. It's a turning point. It's a major space of opening and opportunity. So, of course, here you are, my beautiful pile one, receiving the karmic benefit of being who you are, of coming through something, of surviving something, coming out the other side, and somehow people who absolutely perhaps have not behaved badly, I think there is, you know, the karmic repercussions are also there. We are in a time of karmic repercussion. The past is coming back up. You could say the past is coming up to haunt some people. For others, it's coming up to create validation. Interestingly enough, even if something is coming up to haunt somebody, the purpose of it is to heal and move beyond. Actually, however you look at it, it isn't about, you know, harm and retribution. It's about higher values. Let's address this and make sure it never happens again. So there's always where we are moving into this higher level of purpose, higher vision, you know, a peaceful planet where we look after one another. I mean, this is the long-term vision of the quantum era that we're moving to. So beautiful souls, I feel this is your reading. I think something is going to happen that it means that you are both recognized, and deeds that were done that weren't okay are recognized, or the impact of them. For some, it's one that shifts your energy, and for some of you it's the other that shifts your energy. For some of you it's both elements of that. But wow, I think we should draw cards just to have a kind of a sneaky peek into the future as to what lies ahead of you because of this phenomenal healing, because of this letting go of something that's been like a ball and chain to you, that's caused you to never feel quite complete, quite whole. And the wholeness is now coming, the healing, your inheritance to be valued, to be loved, to be cherished, to be seen, to be in charge of your world, your boundaries. All of that is coming here. Let's draw cards to kind of actually take a sneaky peek into the future. I think we will use the Wild Q and Yin. I love this pack of cards. May we have an indication, a sneaky peek into the future. What a heavenly affirmation. We have, her joy renders the impossible task possible. If you actually have questioned whether you would ever really, really, really be rid of almost like the legacy of circumstances that have potentially really got to you, haunted you, left you feeling, oh, you know, here it is, you know, will I ever feel that I can move beyond it fully? This is your validation. And it's this period of time that will offer you this shift. And I think the shift comes through people, community, changing perspectives, seeing you for who you are. And that comes either because you are simply seen for who you are, and that's amazing, and it's so validated that it's undeniable even to you. You can look yourself in the mirror and know it's over and done. You can receive so much love that it's undeniable. Or alternatively, it could be that a perpetrator, someone who caused you harm, somehow accountability is created and you are validated. And again, then your community see you differently. But this is the flavour of it. I say community, it could be family, whatever it is, however you look at it. I am seeing this. This is what we're being shown for the Mercury retrograde period for you, my beautiful pile one. So, lovely souls, I think this is, I'm done for this part of your reading. I will move on into the extended reading, which will be in the community area and also on Patreon. Patreon works on donations. The community area here, I think, is a fixed rate, and that's how YouTube work. And I'm going to delve into past lives around, you know, what's been going on here, and maybe look at past lives and what did you come here to address, and how does it relate to this reading. So if those past life extended readings interest you, do check them out. Otherwise, my beautiful souls, thank you for being here. It's a privilege to read for you. I mean, this is serious soul work, so you know, this is, my hat goes off to you, huge respect. Dealing with this kind of level of work at a level of soul is big. And you know, I'm seeing such a huge shift. It's really, really, you know, it feels like a miracle, a dream come true. Pile one, thank you, tons of love. Thank you for all of you who like, share, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you again really, really soon. Tons of love, beautiful souls. Hello, beautiful pile two, welcome. You have Spiritual Evolution, card number 35. We are asking, what is the Mercury retrograde energy bringing you? What's this period of time creating for you. I almost feel that I sort of almost slightly chuckled. You probably heard it in my voice. I looked at this and I thought, wow, okay, well, this is it. Here you go. Here's your reading. It's so direct. Set your heart free. That's interesting as well. Set your heart free. Spiritual evolution. I mean, this immediately just tells us that you are about to have a massive spiritual upgrade. There's no question of it. I feel like your perspectives, your perceptions are going to skyrocket. Black obsidian, you have the pendulum, the black obsidian pendulum. Black obsidian is a remarkable stone. I always feel, for me, if I journey with this sort of shamanically, I mean, this is like traveling with a crow as a helper. It's like you can see between the worlds. I almost feel, some of my colleagues actually used to say to me in my counselling practice, because I worked kind of quite at the psychiatric end of the scale, as well as what I would call everyday kind of, stresses and stuff. And some of them used to say, you walk where angels fear to tread, because some of the people I worked with were quite complex cases in terms of what would be average for counselling. And it's my own mentor, shamanically, she always says, if you see something that's difficult, you walk straight to it. You don't, that's the shamanic way, you don't back away. So there's something really fascinating in your reading, a depth, a power. I'm waffling away here, but it feels very relevant to the level of upgrade that you're about to receive. And I'm conscious as well, I've just glanced up to the screen in front of me, that one of my talismans actually is showing just slightly here, which I hadn't realised. But look at this. An angel. I'm going to bring this in to your reading actually as well. Not sure what that's about. You may actually meet a guide or a mentor during this period. Something may happen for someone to come in and assist you, to literally show you the way, open a doorway. I just feel this is really significant. Obviously every reading is significant. That's a silly thing to say. But let's draw rings. What are we shown here? What's happening for my lovely, my very, very lovely, wonderful pile too? So we have Taurus, the spiritual warrior. Very powerful energy, very direct energy. I'm seeing this person walking forwards. We have Othilla, the rune of inheritance, separation, inheritance. Now we have the rune of defense, Awaz. How interesting. I feel like you're going to bridge boundaries. Your boundaries, your perspectives are going to change, literally shifting, groundbreaking, shifting perspectives. We have the rune of Anzus. This is signs, signals, synchronicities and birth. Well, what more could you ask for? This is a rune of initiation, and it's a personal, this is like a personal evolutionary period. I think during this Mercury in retrograde period, probably more than one thing is going to be going on for you, in that I suspect it will be an opening, a door after door after door, opening, your chakras realigning, your physical well-being realigning. I just feel like mind, body, soul, spirit, in every way you are going to be reorientating, realigning, moving forwards, discovering, seeing things differently, just stuff opening for you in, I suspect, mind-blowing ways. Let's draw a couple of cards from the alchemy, and how fitting to draw alchemy cards. You have 3 that have actually come through for you. Wow. Okay. So you have synchronicity. Wonderful. You could not write it, could you? Signs, synchronicities, just stuff happening. You then have, and look at this. What did I say about the crow energy? This is Raven's head. Wow. Mind-blowing. And then we have the great serpent, Kundalini energy rising. I mean, this is, well, these cards for me are such an affirmation. Such an affirmation that you are going to see things differently. You could be literally becoming a seer if you haven't experienced those gifts within you. I suspect most of you have, but if whatever gifts are coming, they are accelerating beyond your wildest dreams. Yeah, everything aligning. your power, but power in a spiritual way, power through sight, through understanding. Wow. Mind-blowing, mind-blowing. This is going to be a mind-blowing period for you. Let's draw tarot cards. What else do we have here? We have the Five of Wands. It's very interesting. This did come out in pile 1, actually. I always feel with this particular Five of Wands, it feels like a victory card, even though Five of Wands can indicate a struggle, competitiveness. I feel like you rise above something. Set your heart free. Two of Pentacles. Very interesting. Okay. Seeing this for you as well. Queen of Swords. I think this is about your calling. You're going to find, now when I say that, I want to say calling in a slightly broad term. Okay, this is a general reading, so the messages will be relevant to you in different ways. When I say calling, I sort of feel like the next chapter of your life with Queen of Swords is going to become clear to you. The pathway ahead will become clear. If any of you have been struggling with indecision or just a feeling of general malaise, or you're not quite sure, or you're not with any part of your world, it's about to skyrocket with clarity. I mean, for some of you, it could be Nine of Pentacles. It could be an indication of your calling, as in, I did think money, career pathway as well with the Two of Pentacles, and where we have the Nine of Pentacles. Success, we're seeing things really happen for you. And the Ace of Wands. Wow. Okay, I do think for some of you there could be a career pathway opening for you, and it will be something that you love, like your calling. It will have some relevance, some spiritual relevance. It will be guided. You're being taken on the pathway that's right for you with the Nine of Pentacles. The pathway that is right for you, that's going to make you happy. You're going to see with such clarity what that direction is, that new chapter of your life is going to be. Elevated. For some of you, you may actually be coming into the public eye in some way. You may be being seen. You know, your success, your whatever it is, this calling, whatever you're doing, this awakening, being a seer, you become more visible. If you've had these gifts and you have never been able to use them openly, I think you may be seen, and you can openly be seen. Start to not have to hide your gifts under a bushel, really. You can bring them into the light. Because this is who you are. This is your calling. This is what you do. It's part of who you are. I wonder how might this... I did feel for, excuse me, for some of you, maybe a mentor or somebody might come in for you, assist you in some way, shape or form. That sort of came through earlier as a message. And I see this raven's head with this, you know, pearl here in its beak. What are the signs, the synchronicities? How might this emerge? Can we get additional information as to how this might unfold and emerge for pile 2? Well, look at this Neptune vision. This is mind-blowing, your reading. Gosh, now, some of you may already have a vision, as in like a dream of something that you wish, a vision of the future. In which case, I think the doorway is going to open for you to begin to actually take the steps to make this real. Remember, if any of you will watch that bit where I talked a little bit at the very beginning of these readings, you know, I think we can actually take actions, not just reflect and see things, but we can take action too. I feel that a vision of the future for all of you will become clear, actually. However, for some of you, it will be literally a dream that you've had. Doorways will open to make it possible. Some of you could literally get a vision. Literally, you could, you know, be given a vision, gifted a vision, and it will show you the direction you're meant to be going in. For some of you, you may start to receive visions or take your already existing gifts into a space where you use those visions as part of a career pathway. Look at this, Sun, source energy. Sun, source energy. I mean, this is a time, this Mercury in retrograde is an absolute awakening for you, with the power, the skills and the energy to literally move something, bring something into being. This is just mega huge. I mean, I know I said at the beginning, we often think of Mercury in retrograde periods in a slightly negative way. For you, this is positive beyond your wildest dreams. Okay, let's draw a chakra card. May we have any more guidance, information, miracle. Oh my God, this is just amazing. I'm blown away. Pile 2. Absolutely blown away. From the very moment I thought, okay, this is your reading, here you go, set your heart free. Let's ask about setting your heart free. Let's get another tarot pack out. This is so clear, but let's get another tarot pack out and ask about setting your heart free. May we ask for more detailed information, if possible, perhaps how this might unfold, what might occur for my beautiful pile 2s. During the Mercury in retrograde period, any indications as to how something might emerge or happen. Okay. We have the Empress, 9 of Cups. We've got the 9 of Pentacles. We've now got the 9 of Cups as well. So, Empress. 9 of Cups, 3 of Swords, we have the 6 of Wands, and we have the Magician. Oh, wow. Your reading from start to finish is just wow, isn't it, really? I mean, what more can we say? So, let's just look at this. How interesting. Sitting on the Ace of Wands, you have the Magician, card number 1. What a dynamic duo. The Empress, sitting on the 5 of Wands. Okay, so I think something that has been a struggle to own, okay, something that's been a struggle to get off the ground, or a struggle to own, for some of you owning your gifts, or something that's been a struggle to manifest. So the next chapter of your life, some element of your world that you have really wanted, that genuinely is your calling. Interestingly, with the Empress, I'm also hearing, so for example, we've looked at career, calling, this kind of thing. But actually, if you were, for example, struggling to get pregnant, if your dream is to be a parent, you're going to become a very conscious parent. And if you were struggling to become pregnant, this would be the miracle you've been looking for. The pregnancy occurs and it's liberating. I mean, it's life-changing, because having a child is, but it's the fulfillment, and you're going to be a really conscious parent, and the next chapter of your life is all about parenting. For example, if there's something, an idea that you've had, a vision of the future, and you've struggled to get the resources to get it off the ground, it's like something might come along and you might get the backing that you need, the financial backing, a windfall, an inheritance, something comes to you to give you the funds you need to take this forwards. If you have struggled with, look at this, with the 3 of Swords sitting on the Queen of Swords, if you've struggled with any form of kind of self-doubt, antagonistic internal kind of thinking, just stuff that's really, all the stuff in you that says I can't have, all the can'ts, the shoulds, shouldn'ts and can'ts, I feel that you overcome them with the Queen of Swords. She's so clear, but she's clear with compassion, actually. The Queen energy rather than the King energy. She's clear in a, I feel like you can be clear in a heart-centered way, actually, even though the swords are all about the mind. I just feel like you see clearly, of course. You see things with a clarity, and it clears up any internal challenges, any self-doubt. Six of Wands, this card of victory, sits on the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, success. I mean, this is also, interestingly enough, a card of visibility, being seen. Success that is seen out in the world. Yeah, if any of you are writing or creating stuff, putting stuff into the world, if you are a writer, a singer, even if you're a singer, an actor or actress, I feel like this is the point where your career rockets. You get seen. And this, for me, just rubber stamps the whole package, really. The Magician, Ace of Wands, together. I mean, this is the point, the turning point of the next chapter of your life. You can now be what you came here to be, certainly for the next chapter, whatever that is. With purpose. Wow. And also with the alchemy, I think, the magic of both the creativity of the Ace of Wands, back to your gifts, sitting under the sun here. If any of your gifts have been hidden, this is the time when you can become visible, you can become seen. Just draw a final oracle card, really. I feel this is your reading, my beautiful souls. Pile 2, this is your reading. I'm going to draw one more card, and then I'm going to move to the extended reading, where I'm actually going to look at how past lives impact on this. So if that's something that you're interested in, you know, do join me. There are 2 ways, as I said at the beginning, to access the extended readings, either on Patreon, where it's a membership site, but you can donate as little or as much as you wish. It's your choice, or through the membership area of the channel here on the Moon Magic channel. I think the way to access this is I'll put the links to the videos, and I'm pretty certain when you go to them you can kind of join up if you wish. So this is the card I'm seeing for you. She rides with wild spirit unbroken. Wow. Okay. I mean, bingo. Absolutely bingo. I just think as well, set your heart free. I feel that it is literally as if anything that's held you back, it is no longer holding you back. This for me feels like a massive forward motion. Interestingly enough, your upgrade, even though we're in the Mercury retrograde period, I suspect it will actually be quite busy for you. And I do think things will move forwards. And if anything doesn't appear to be moving forwards, just totally trust that maybe you're meant to enter a day of meditation. Maybe you're meant to enter a day of stillness because there is a vision or something to be shown to you. Or there is a diversion and you're being guided to literally take a slightly different route in order to get to that success or to see exactly what you need to do next. But this is seriously wow. And it is your pathway to freedom in terms of your heart. And I suspect for some of you in terms of your finances as well. But you know, this is, whatever it is, this is the real deal. And wow, you will have done a lot of work spiritually, I'm guessing. You've been possibly trawling through stuff within you, navigating challenges within you to get to this point of opening. But how magnificent. I mean, this is one of the most magnificent readings I think I've ever come across in terms of the Mercury in retrograde energy. The planets really are actually totally lining up for you. This is remarkable. Beautiful souls, thank you for being here. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, all those wonderful things that you do, the comments as well, your comments and giving back through the super thanks, and some of you have been making donations. Thank you so much. Everything that you do helps me to continue to put free stuff into the world, and as does those of you who join Patreon and the membership area. That also helps me to continue to put free stuff into the world as well. So I'm going to move on and do the extended readings. Pile 2, tons and tons of love, and whether it's in the extended readings or here on YouTube, I look forward to seeing you, I hope, for another reading really soon. Beautiful souls, have an amazing Mercury in retrograde period. Pile 3, welcome beautiful souls to your reading. Thank you so much for being here. So we're asking, how is the Mercury in retrograde energy going to be affecting you? You have card 1, align your universe, navigate distractions. So I feel like I'm being shown a pot of gold here. These coins, really noticing how the planets are kind of, these balls of energy are just aligning for you. You are being asked to navigate distractions. So how interesting, because we do get distractions in Mercury retrograde periods. I sort of feel though there's something that you're going for, some kind of a goal, and somehow you're being asked to not to lose sight. In fact, I almost just want to say dream even bigger is what's coming through here. Let's draw some oracle cards for you first of all. Okay, so we have lead. Turn lead into gold. Where's that come from? There's some, I'm trying to think, is that a biblical reference or just an alchemical reference or something? Something has come from somewhere that I've heard and I'm hearing it now. Turn lead into gold. And wow, look at this. The golden rose. You could not write it. I tell you what, the cards today are mind-blowing. These readings have just been blowing me away completely. Wow, how amazing. Okay, turn lead into gold. That is what I'm hearing. Okay, let's dive straight into some tarot cards next and see what we're being shown. Saturn. Now Saturn, got Saturn energy here. And I'm seeing some sort of what looks to me like a Pisces energy as well. Saturn is brings us life lessons. I think there are going to be some things you're going to navigate in order to stay on track, actually. The golden rose. Right, more cards for pile 3. What is happening for pile 3? What's the Mercury retrograde energy showing you? 3 of Cups. Okay, so we've got celebrations with your friends. Beautiful, how lovely. We have Justice. Okay. We have the 4 of Pentacles. The Queen of Wands. I'm going to take these as they've come, all 3. We have Ace of Swords, 10 of Cups. I reckon if I move these along, we'll get this last 8 of Pentacles in our row. Okay. How fascinating that what we immediately have in the 8 of Pentacles as well. Can you see there's a goalpost? Okay. I'm wondering if the goalposts move actually a little bit in the Mercury in retrograde period for you, or it might feel like the goalposts are being moved by something or somebody or circumstances or just the universe. But you need to keep your ducks in a row, my beautiful souls. With the 3 of Cups, Justice, 4 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups here. I feel like you're needing to really balance. There's something important in your world that you're actually generating, you're creating, you're making, you're building, you're working on. I think it's going to potentially be unbelievably fruitful for you. It's the goal. It's the end goal here. Okay. However, I think that there are distractions, lovely, delightful distractions. Okay, like we've got the 3 of Cups. I'm seeing you hanging out with friends, family, you know, just love is around. On the other hand, you've kind of got work to do here. You're needing to be a little bit disciplined here. I feel like there is an interruption coming into your world during the Mercury retrograde, or lots of interruptions, let's say. During this period, I suspect you might actually have really quite a busy social life, or a busy family life, or a busy love life, or just there's the whole, I'm just seeing a lot of celebration, connections with people. But I want to say, don't drop the ball on what you're actually doing. You know, sometimes we do have to be a little bit disciplined with ourselves. We've got to be quite firm. It doesn't mean you can't hang out with friends, But you do actually need to be a little bit firm about still maintaining your ongoing progress. I feel there could be a lot of really heavenly, delightful, wonderful distractions. The stuff that just makes you want to get out there and have fun. But actually at the moment, your resources, the amount of energy, money, time that you have, seeing resources being held on to here, you kind of, I think this is actually telling you that you need to hold on to your resources here. You need to be balanced about your life. This would be like you join a social group or something like that, and it's just fabulous. It feels like you've met your tribe. And then, but they start to have loads of events and you just want to be with them and you want to be doing this all the time. But actually, if you overcommit to that, then you're going to drop the ball on something that really does need your time and attention as well. So I kind of feel there could be a lot of actually fabulously gorgeous distractions for you. But you need to remain aligned and navigate your distractions. Yes, hang out with wonderful distractions, but boundary yourself around them too. Be really clear with yourself, firm with yourself. I think you've got to navigate your resources quite thoughtfully. Again, you could be tempted to go out and spend money maybe on stuff that at the moment isn't quite necessary. It could just be the way the planets are aligning, that there's loads of invitations to do things. Look after your resources, look after your time, look after your energy. Be balanced in your approach. And as long as you're really balanced, you're going to still get to the end goal, but there's work to be done here. You can bring something quite significant to a stage of fruition or completion. Yeah, a stage of it. Feels like a stage and not the end goal, but more cards may show differently. And this is a reading for many people. So, you need to take what resonates with you. And if a message comes through that's not for you, it's almost certainly for someone else. But, what I feel here is very strongly, you need to be firm. Hold your boundaries, boundary your time, boundary your energy. Keep going with the project or the something you're working on, because something's really going to come to fruition. It's going to align beautifully. Remember that this Mercury retrograde period, if you guys listen to me waffling away at the beginning, yes, there's going to be the windy road to take, because that's the nature of Mercury in retrograde. But this is also a time of dynamic action as well. So you're going to have to I feel like, go the extra mile actually on occasions, and be very boundaried with your time. Be very firm. Not spend money. What's the word I'm looking for? There is a word, isn't there, which is, when you spend frivolously. I knew it began with an F. Frivolous. Don't spend your time and your money frivolously. Go out, have a great time. But hold on to some of your resources, because I feel you're going to need them to be investing in something. Yeah, keep your eyes on the ball, really. Let's draw some more cards. What else are we shown here from my lovely pile 3? Third house communication. Okay. How interesting. Well, we've got loads of cards. I'm actually going to go with all of these. It's the first reading that's had lots come out from this pack, but that's what we're going to do. You've got third house communication. You've got Pluto rebirth. You've got 8th house mystery, and how interesting, we have a skull really signifying rebirth again, and Aquarius collaborate under communication. Right, okay. Now this is interesting with the 3 of Cups, because I'm seeing you with people collaborating. We have the 10 of Cups down here as well. Yeah. I think that you can... Again, I think just lots of opportunities to collaborate, but make sure you're really, again, boundaries, be clear. Don't lose sight of your end goal. It could be that some of you, if you do start to collaborate with someone, communication must be really, really clear in order to get to the end goal. Don't waste your resources, communicate clearly. Yeah, there's a sort of a message coming through here, which is very much about making sure that, again, boundaries, back to being really clear, clear contracting, clear boundaries, making sure that whatever you do, you're doing it with a great deal of clarity. If you enter a business arrangement, make sure that you are very clear about what you're purchasing or what you're buying. Again, don't be frivolous. Don't assume that you have endless resources. It's just about investing your resources wisely so that you can then get to the end goal. You have enough to get to the end goal. Do you feel I just want to move these cards along here and bring them up because we're going to draw some more. I think that's going to work. Yeah, cool. Definitely. Okay, let's draw a chakra card. What else are we shown here for my beautiful pile threes? How is the Mercury in retrograde? Facade. Right. This is back to this communicating clearly message again. This is very fascinating in relation to both of the messages that have come through. First of all, about being balanced with your time and energy, making sure that you have time to play and you go out, but also that you don't lose sight of your end goal. This card has a reference point to that, because this is a card where someone carried a lot of responsibility and sort of finally reunites with their inner child. So they've carried responsibility all their life and they finally reach this point where they can reconnect with their inner child and play. So there's something about being balanced here, really important to that message, not to lose sight of dropping the ball, as it were, but at the same time make sure that you are able to enjoy. I do feel that something is coming into your world, actually, in terms of love, friends, family, something that could become quite a big distraction for you. So, balance in everything here. The second element of the message that was coming through, which was about communicate clearly if you're signing any new contracts. Again, just the facade card, actually. Make sure that people are going to deliver what they say they're going to deliver. Don't be swept along by something that looks good. Make sure your communication is really, really clear. Okay? Somebody starts to want more of your time. If you're going to collaborate with anyone, make sure you're very clear about who's doing what. It may be that you need to collaborate as well. It may be that you are needing to collaborate in order to have a more balanced life. You know, get someone on board with your project so that they can do some work for you, making more time, freeing your time so that you can then actually have a more balanced world. I think this is going to be a really interesting retrograde period for you, pile 3. I think there's going to be a lot of learning to be had in terms of still walking your clear pathway in some venture or some project or whatever that is, while simultaneously kind of engaging with others, however this comes through for you, and learning to contract clearly, to be really upfront, to be really honest about what you can do, what you can't do, to be honest about what your expectations of what somebody else could deliver for you or not. Everything here is requiring absolute clarity, but in having that clarity, you can turn lead into gold. You can turn something that is simply a space of potential into something that's real and solid, that you're going to love. This is like you can actually create that balance. But you've got to keep your ducks in a row. Honesty, openness is coming through here, integrity, making sure you are clear as a whistle. I think that is a saying, and if it's not, I've just invented it. Clear as a whistle, really clear, ultra clear, so that you know where you are, everyone else knows where you are. Coming together with someone or a group of people. There's celebration here, which is delightful, absolutely lovely. It's like you're not going to have to go, I don't think you're going to go it alone, interestingly enough. Maybe something you are working on is reaching a stage where some aspect of your life, any element of your life. I don't think this is going to be a lonely period for you. I think this is going to be a period full of, as I said, lovely distractions, people distractions. Love. We've got 10 of Cups, 3 of Cups, celebrations, social things, heavenly, gorgeous, wonderful stuff. If this is if the people are coming in to work with you to help you achieve a balance, again, be ultra clear, navigate distractions. This is all about this is actually about having your cake and eating it, actually. It's like having a balanced life, keeping your eye on the goal, making sure that when you are working, you're working in a really, really clear-cut sort of way. And when you're out having fun, everybody knows how available you are or not. You know, there's just a level of communication that's needed here. Because something new is coming here with rebirth and mystery. Maybe it is a very new position for you to be able to collaborate and navigate a collaboration, a relationship, friendships, partnerships, connections, working relationships. Maybe it's very new for you to start to navigate something in a way that means that it really, really works, a really healthy connection. You can have a lot of fun and still achieve the end goal as well. Let's draw more tarot cards. See what's unfolding. Can we have advice, guidance, information about this? So we've kind of got the Devil. I'm hearing better the devil you know for some of you. I'm not sure what that's meaning, but let's go with it. The Queen of Swords. How interesting. So we have the Devil sitting above the Four of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Swords sitting above the Queen of Wands. I'm seeing this sort of, again, balance between your heart and your mind. Following your heart, but also being very clear about something as well. Not creating any form of inappropriate expectation is coming through here with the Facade card. If you're ultra clear, then you're not tied to anything. With the Devil here. We have the Four of Wands, how heavenly. Now this is a kind of a commitment in a way. It's a celebration. I feel there's a commitment to something, and it's sitting above the Ace of Swords. If any of you are in a place at the moment where you feel there's something you kind of want to commit to, but you're reticent to commit to it because you feel it might take up too much time or it might throw you off track. I suspect your world might end up being thrown off track in the Mercury retrograde period by the very something that you're not sure about because you don't want it to throw you off track. And the key here is that you can have your cake and eat it, but you've got to communicate really, really openly, be really, really upfront. I feel there's a commitment to something coming through here, and that could be both a commitment to keep your ducks in a row and achieve your end goal, but also a commitment to have the thing that you would like, but at the moment maybe you think that you can't have it. Four of Swords. Yeah, you're going to need to take both time to celebrate, to rest, and to work. Knight of Cups. Okay. I'm seeing with the Knight of Cups over the Eight of Pentacles. I'm seeing that what you want is going to come to you, be brought to you, gifted to you. I just feel this is going to be a period with a lot of distractions, my beautiful pile 3, a lot of distractions and a real need for you to literally keep your world in check and in balance. And the key to this is clear communication. What else are we shown, my beautiful souls? Seven of Wands. I always feel this is a very triumphant looking Seven of Wands. This is really affirming for me that you can do this. It's like you can This is interesting. I'm hearing run with the wolves. If any of you are single and you meet someone, I feel this is sort of the kind of connection where you could genuinely make a commitment but still be really autonomous and have your own world simultaneously. Just through clear communication. So it's kind of like a win-win. We have the sun. Yeah, I feel there is something coming into your world. Again, let's say this is not a single thing, but maybe a social group or a community thing or something, or a big family thing, that you're invited into something and you could commit to it wholeheartedly, but I feel like you can commit to this on your own terms. And I don't mean that you wouldn't be negotiating, or because collaboration is about negotiation. But when I say on your own terms, I basically mean that you don't lose sight of your own autonomy at the same time. So again, you commit, you're really clear cut about what you can do and what you can't do, and you are loved and appreciated for it, for your clarity. Something fabulous emerging in your world. I kind of feel there's a twofold emergence here, because I think there's something about the balance of your life, reclaiming it is like your inner child, taking time to play, to have fun, to be connected with people that you love. Simultaneously, also, your working world or some project you're working on just also growing, taking shape. And the key is to do both. Yeah, Five of Wands, absolutely. Now, you may feel that it is a bit of at times, you might actually find yourself a bit stretched, as if with this Five of Wands energy here. As if, do you, don't you? Do you go out and have a great deal do you go to a party, or do you stay in and work because something needs finishing? I feel like there'll be a balance. You just let them know, look, I won't be there early, I'll be quite late, but no problem, I'll see you guys later, but I won't be there till later because I've got to finish something off. You uphold your dedication, and you just say to your mates or wherever you're going to, who you're going to hang out with, totally cool to see you later, but it'll be a bit later. You do both, okay? This is what I'm seeing. How very interesting. We then have as well the Chariot, and I do feel that more than one area of your life, two very distinct areas in your life, are actually going to progress. This is a fascinating read, given the overall energy of this Mercury in retrograde period, because there will be times to chill, to play, to have fun, to have something you didn't believe you could have. Simultaneously, there'll also be time to work and to achieve and to have something you didn't believe you could have, which is having both. I really keep hearing this, having your cake and eating it. How interesting, I chose 2 coins here, gold and silver. Back to that lead, turning lead into gold and silver. I feel like you're going to have a bit of a Midas touch with all the gold energy, the sun energy coming in here. 10 of Cups. I think you've got a bit of a Midas touch during this period, my pile 3. And I think the Midas touch is extending into 2 distinct areas of your life. One that is to do with your personal world, your feelings, your joy, your everyday happiness, and the other in your working world. In many ways, I think one will underpin the other. I think it was actually, somebody told me, I think it was Elon Musk actually, who had said, don't quote me on this, but somebody definitely told me that he had said the times of his greatest productivity occur when he's in love. And I got it, I understood that. We are so buoyant. We feel so amazing that our energy there's more energy available to really, really, really plow into pockets of time when you're working really well. So I sort of feel like there's definitely a balance to be had here. So yes, distractions, I think significant distractions, but you can use that energy if you are boundaried and you communicate clearly about what you can do, what you can't do. You can use that incredible energy that comes from social things and love and family and intimacy and partnership and friendship and all of that. Personal life, when your personal life is amazing, your energy actually will be higher to achieve the things you need to achieve when you're working. But you do need to do both and not just totally overindulge in the frivolousness of just like, oh, there's a party, oh, do you know what, I'll just go, I'll finish that tomorrow. No, finish it today, then go to the party. It's got that flavour here. How fascinating. Two very distinct areas, whatever these mean for you. One is to do with work, money, a project. The other is to do with some aspect of your personal world. And I'm seeing them both progressing, which is fascinating, given that Mercury energy slows us down. But nevertheless, the dynamics are also about expansion. So how amazing, how absolutely amazing. Well, my lovelies, I think I'm going to draw one more card just to see what shows up for you, and then I will move into the extended reading for those of you that wish to join me. The extended reading is available on both Patreon, which is a site that works on donations. You can give as little or as much as you wish to become a member over there and access all the material that's over there. Or you can check out the extended readings in the membership area if you wish to join the membership here on YouTube. Which I think is a fixed price, but I'll put the links to the videos, the extra extendeds, in the description box below and in a comment. And my beautiful souls, this just looks to be amazing. In the extendeds, we'll be looking at past life connections, which will be very interesting, given that it does feel like you either find your tribe or you find your person, the right person to connect, to collaborate with, whilst also it's this whilst also holding your own, being your unique self simultaneously. Wow, I didn't draw runes for you, my beautiful souls. How fascinating. Let me draw one more card and then I'm going to draw some runes. That's your card. Blessing to begin. Wow. Yeah, something new coming into your world. That will be the most amazing distraction. It is a blessing to begin. Do not fear that if you have any fears that this will get in the way or disrupt your ability to still work and create your project. It won't. I think it will emphasize your energy, so you'll have more to give actually. Now, your runes. I've got to do these. I've got to do them. It's got to be done. Look at the first rune that shows up, partnership. Right, this is just mind-blowing. Okay, so we have partnership, we have Perth, so this is Gibo. Gibo is also a gift, it's a sign of a gift, something, I think someone is, or something, a gift of, is coming into you. It's that group of people or that someone. This is Perth, the rune of initiation. So it's like a rite of passage where you discover that you can have your cake and eat it kind of thing, but you have to be in charge of that. You have to have the strength. You've got the rune of strength here. So this is Uruz, and you also have fertility. This is beautiful. Fertility is Ingas. Now, you have to have the strength of your convictions. You've got to be strong enough to indulge and have all the loveliness that's coming into your world. I won't say indulge is the wrong word, just have it. Have it because you can. All the beautifulness and connection, the gift of love, of connection, of joy, of playfulness. You can have all of that, but you've got to have the strength to also keep your boundaries clear so that you can really get the max fertility from the to invest in the project that you're working in. But I really do feel this is a having your cake and eating it. It really is like two areas of your world moving forward significantly, but in a really balanced way. So you have a lot of slowing down, chilled out fun, while simultaneously having the energy and the discipline, there's definitely discipline required, to continue to bring something forth that you're working on. And I think it's going to just expand. Both are going to expand. God, your reading is mind-blowing. I'm just loving sitting in your energy. I could sit in your energy all day, my beautiful pile 3, the energy of your reading, but I shall not. I shall move forth and check out the past life energy connections to what is taking place during this period of time. Beautiful souls, tons of love. Thank you so much. If you are, I will either see you in the extendeds, or indeed, if you are not really feeling that that's a pull for you, thank you for being here. And I look forward to seeing you for another reading, if this is resonating, really soon on the Moon Magic Tarot channel here on YouTube. Tons of love, beautiful souls.